Hello and welcome to NOV Live. This is Shelby Dumaine, and it's just me this week, but I wanted to hop in really quick before we ring in the new year and bring a really exciting video to all of our viewers here of NOV Live. We gathered all of the top moments from the last year, which has really been a phenomenal year of guests. We've had so many amazing topics discussed here on the show. And so it was really, really hard picking some of our favorite moments, but we sat down and we went through them and we picked some really great episodes and little scenes from episodes that we think you'll really like. And so we're going to show that here in a minute. But I did want to mention first, if you would like to binge watch any of our past episodes, maybe while if you have a few days off from work or in the evenings and you would like to tune in and watch those, you can do so at nov.com/live. So we love this website. You can go to it, watch them all. If you have any questions or comments, you can email those about that show. Let us know which show you had a question about, and you can email us at socialmedia@nov.com. And you can also give us a call. That number is country code +1 346 223 4799. So we would love to hear any of your questions or comments on past episodes. As well, if you agree or disagree with some of our top moments that we picked, if you have another top moment that you liked, you can let us know either in the comments here today or again by email or phone call. But I'm really excited for you to see which ones we picked. So without further ado, here are the top moments, or some of the top moments. There were more, but here are some of the top moments from NOV Live in 2020.
And so this is where CapEx savings can come in with FRP. So let me explain the cocoon. This is an NOV product, as we call it, the cocoon and shroud, and it's a wellhead tree protection structure. So in shallower waters, particularly where you have wellheads installed like this, they're vulnerable to dropped objects from above, and also particularly vulnerable to fishing systems, which from fishing boats that are trawling in the area. So these structures need to be protected in some way. So in shallower water, traditionally what the customers would do is install some sort of steel protection structure. This would be a freestanding structure over the whole of the tree, and that is inordinately big and expensive to do. So the cocoon is quite an innovative alternative to this. It connects directly to the tree. It doesn't need independent foundations. It gets its strength and integrity from actually attaching itself to the flow base of the tree. And it primarily comprises of these two large doors. You saw those in the graphic. And here you can see actually a subsea video of the cocoon with some divers working on the installation of the cocoon. So these doors fully open and allow incredible access to the tree that's inside the inside the cocoon is actually protecting itself. So when these two doors are closed, they completely wrap around the wellhead and they're completely enclosing it, protecting it. These doors are pretty big. They're about 6 meters wide and about 5 meters tall. So you can imagine these doors in steel would be extraordinarily heavy. Each door in steel would weigh around about 4.5 tons in air. Now in FRP, each door weighs only 1.5 tons. So you can see straight away there's this massive saving in weight that's coming into play. But if you look at that weight subsea, because the density of fiberglass FRP is only around about 2, then that weight almost halves. The weight submerged for each half is only around about 0.75 of a ton. So this makes a structure which is, while it's large, is very safe and very easy to open. So operators can use perhaps smaller vessels, which are cheaper to use, or they can even use airbag systems, all of which are cheaper in cost. So from a CapEx point of view, the cocoon is bringing in the advantage of being able to use smaller vessels for installation phase, as well as for operational opening phase.
Initially, this service started as a means to outfit our FSTs with the technology to help with remote support. So what it is it's a augmented reality headset that we attach to a hard hat, and it has a little viewer that goes right in front of their line of sight. It gives them basically what is akin to a 7-inch monitor in front of their eyes. So they're able to move that viewer up and down, so it's out of the way if they don't need the two-way video. It also has noise canceling headphones. So what they're doing is putting on the headset, putting on the headphones, and then connecting back to our remote support services at the office. So it originally started as a tool for our FSTs to be outfitted with, and over the last, I'll say 6 months or so, we've had requests from our customers to start utilizing the technology. And this is really a good timing with everything going on. We're able to help them remotely. You know, some instances we're not able to get out to the rig at all. So it's a good alternative to still provide that means of support.
Right. Sure. In terms of the benefits, the main benefits of the FracMax system is that for the customer, the rig up and rig downtime is dramatically reduced. Typically, if you say it's 2 days to rig up a conventional zipper manifold setup and 2 days to rig down, that's a total of 4 days. With FracMax, you're looking at 1.5 to 2 days. So you can get the equipment on site quicker, you can get it off site quicker as well, and the customer can then increase their utilization of the equipment. The second part of it, though, is the number of assets that the customer has to manage. Every item in a conventional setup, in terms of the flow line, has to be managed, it has to be tracked, it has to be certified, typically every 6 months. Now, what we're doing with FracMax is reducing the number of components that need to be managed by 90% typically.
Wow. So when you look at this particular area of opportunity, one of the questions that could come to mind is, why now? Why tackle this challenge now?
Yeah, operators, drilling contractors, oil field service companies, rental companies, kind of everyone in the oil field can all reduce risk and costs of their operations by eliminating the guesswork on how best to use and maintain their assets with a good asset tracking software. A colleague said that it's not a luxury anymore, it's a necessity, and I really believe that. So Max Track and Trace delivers much needed confidence, clarity, and cost savings to customers. It's going to allow them to always know they're selecting the right tool for an application, so they're not adding cost or risk to an operation. It's going to help them simplify workflows so that they can improve efficiency, and it's going to allow them to make informed, data-driven decisions on how best to use and maintain their assets so they can increase uptime and reduce maintenance spend.
So when you're looking at PowerBlade and, you say, okay, you incorporate it into your operations, what kind of impact are you looking at when you have this piece of technology?
Well, first of all, you have something which we call peak shaving and load leveling and peak shaving. And what you do is basically you have, like the animation you show here, you have a typical draw work on the left-hand side, and you have your generator sets on the right-hand side. So the load curve you see on top here, for each time you load, you hoist the load, you need to generate enough energy to do that. And when the load is lower down, you generate energy back to the system. So here you can see how PowerBlade can receive the energy that's generated by the drawworks when the load is lower down. And that energy can then be used for the next load cycle. So the curve that you can see on the right-hand side here, you can see is flattened out. And that is basically the load that the generator sets will see. So you use PowerBlade to take off the peaks and allow PowerBlade to actually handle those peaks of energy.
It's really interesting. I mean, the design, I know there's a lot of very precise engineering that goes into it, yet at the same time, like, man, it's the simplicity of the concept that's really attractive to me. But that's really neat.
So onshore, I beg your pardon. Onshore, we have the SDV machine, which is an upper arm which moves pipe to and from the setback area. But we have a very big gap in that product portfolio. We've never really had anything on the floor that could take care of the bottom of the pipe. It's certainly nothing that we could term as a product or product line. I mean, we've done some custom solutions before. So what we're looking at here is from a land perspective, is how we can be taking robotics and applying them to the drill floor where they can integrate with our existing equipment. As you can see in the video here, we have a lower arm that's tailing the pipe, two-well center, working in an integrated fashion with an iron roughneck. So tripping and tailing on land for sure, but then there's also the ancillary tasks such as doping and mud containment, thread protectors, stabilizers, all the sort of tasks again that are still being done by humans, and even more so in the land market, for sure.
Yeah, so with traditional drilling motors, if you want to drill a directional well, you set an angle or a bend on the motor, and you essentially push the drill string to build the curvature you're trying to do. However, you are limited to that 1 degree of bend setting. And so with the SelectShift, we have a technology that allows you to change the bend setting downhole. And if you can do that, it opens up a window for you to have a more efficient well, to drill a more engaged hole, and to put less stress on the BHA. So it gives you the benefits of having a more efficient BHA.
And so, really, so that makes sense. I get, obviously where it's positioned, certainly, employing it in your overall BHA program, and I get some of those. So maybe I want to talk about, the actual process of shifting the motor. So one, can you talk about that, and then also maybe talking about how you can go back to maybe a previous motor setting.
Correct. I can do that happily. And so when you are shifting the SelectShift, it comes with 2 bend settings. And so you're either going from a low bend setting to a high bend setting, or from a high bend setting to a lower bend setting. So the tool is designed to always default to its low bend setting. And we do that so that if you have any difficulty shifting, you still have a bent motor in the hole, and so you can still complete the operation we're trying to do. We designed the tool to seamlessly integrate with your rig operations. We shift the tool using flow and RPM. So just flow and string rotation. And so when we talk to customers and when we come to your location, we are not teaching you anything new. You don't have to learn anything new in order to run the SelectShift. It works in line with rig operations.
All right, and those are our top picks from this year. Did you agree? Did you disagree? Or are there any other moments you would rather include in there? Or let us know what your favorite moment was. Again, either by commenting below or reaching out to us via email or phone. And I'll say those again really quick. So if you'd like to email us, it's socialmedia@nov.com. And if you would like to give us a call, it's country code +1 346 223 4799. And as always, I got to plug, if you would like to watch any past episodes, you can do so at nov.com/live. Thank you so much for tuning in today and tuning in all throughout this year. I'm really excited to ring in the new year with even more exciting topics, new updates to the show, and all the new guests we'll be bringing on as well. So I can't wait to see you next year. And thanks for listening and watching, and we'll talk to you later.